All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Super pumped up to be speaking with you all today. My name is Nicolas Martinez. I'm the VP of Marketing at VENDO. And today we've got a really exciting topic to be going over, owning your Amazon customer relationship. And I've developed this presentation in a way that is hopefully very interesting, insightful, and most importantly, actionable. As a avid viewer of podcasts, webinars, conferences, etc. myself, I know that when I go away from these types of things, I really want to make sure I have those tips, tricks, processes, next steps, what I need to do that's really actionable and efficient to execute on what I just learned. So in that same spirit, I've put together this presentation and hope you all really enjoy it. So let's talk a little bit about what we're going to be going over today. Basically, I'm going to discuss the various ways to own your Amazon customer data and relationships via various pre and post purchase on and off Amazon marketing and advertising strategies. Now more than ever, brands that want to win need to have strategies in place that will enable them to communicate freely with their customers for customer service, remarketing, and more, thereby driving up customer satisfaction, customer retention, customer lifetime value, and a stronger brand image and community. And if you've been on Amazon for even just a little bit at a time, you probably know that Amazon makes that really difficult, right? They consider all customers to be their customers. And for brands, especially a lot of the brands we work with, they're not having that. And we're not having that either. Now, of course, you got to play by Amazon's rules as carefully as possible so that, you can maintain your Amazon business. But there's a lot of different ways that you can think outside of the box and really go outside of that Amazon jungle, if you will, and work outside of that Amazon ecosystem. So I'm going to go over some various innovative initiatives, and I'm confident that you will come out of this presentation with a clear idea of how you too can accomplish these goals. So let's take a look at the specific agenda. First, we're going to talk about off Amazon strategies. We're going to look at different advertising platforms, tools, and processes to capture emails or phone numbers for SMS, really just start to gather data on your customers pre-purchase so that you have it after they purchase so you can remarket. We're going to talk about some cool ways to use product inserts as well as direct mail marketing. Yep, you heard it. Snail mail is still very relevant and very effective, as you'll learn, hopefully. And then we're going to move on to some on Amazon strategies. Now, I don't want to completely just put down, Amazon. Of course, Amazon's a great marketplace and platform and business for lots of people around the world. And Amazon does a great job and increasingly is doing a great job of releasing new features that allow brands to have more relationships with their customers. And again, they're increasingly releasing these features. Definitely not where we want it to be yet, but we're going to go over Amazon post beta. We're going to go over Amazon Live. We're going to talk about brand store banners. We're going to talk about the manage your customer engagement beta. And we're going to talk about those good old buyer seller emails and how you can automate them in a way to build customer relationships. All right, let's dig in. Before we dig in, you're probably wondering, why should I be listening to Nick? Why do I care about what Nick has to say in VENDO? Well, we are a 360-degree digital growth agency that specializes in Walmart and Amazon.com. I have over 100 brand partners across those marketplaces. We also have 25 plus years of brick and mortar retail experience, managing brands on the actual physical shelves. A little bit about me. Well, I've been in the Amazon business for over 5 years, which as a lot of you probably would say is a long time in the Amazon world. A lot's changed. And as VP of marketing, I'm responsible for strategy for over 50 brands right now on Amazon. So, in the deep end, day to day. And before that, wore many hats. So really have a deep understanding of the Amazon marketplace from like an account manager perspective, having to handle advertising, customer service, you name it. All right, let's get on. Off Amazon strategies. All right, external advertising. Now, basically the idea here is we want to leverage an ad platform to drive customers to Amazon. You can drive them to Amazon via a landing page, via a messenger bot. But however you drive them to Amazon, you want to make sure that you have something in the middle, like a landing page or bot, so that you can capture their contact information first. Maybe you can incentivize that information by giving a discount code, in order to get it. Whatever way you go about it, the goal there is that you want to follow up with them pre or post purchase in order to nurture that relationship. So, maybe you set up ads on Facebook. You have those ads, call out a 20% off discount. The person clicks that ad, funnels them to a landing page or a Facebook Messenger bot. They're asked, hey, you want that discount? Well, you got to give us your email or phone number. They give you that email or phone number. Bada bing, bada boom. You've got your, you give them their discount, and off they are over to Amazon to make that purchase, hopefully. Now, if they don't make the purchase right away, you can track this. And I don't have this on the slide, but Zapier is that tool. You can create a Zapier integration with Facebook Messenger bot, so that Amazon Seller Central can actually communicate back to Facebook Messenger and basically say, hey, this customer used the discount code, or this person didn't use the discount code. And then through ManyChat, which is the software that you would, or the platform that you would host the bot on, through ManyChat, you're able to create a flow that then triggers an automated response based on whether the person used that code or not. So if they use the code, you can have a flow that follows up after the fact, making sure that their purchases, that their experience is going well with the product, see if they have any questions, all of that kind of traditional follow-up messaging. You can follow up and ask for a review. You can add them to your email marketing list. You can basically do all the things you would want to do with a customer from, a D2C perspective, if you were to acquire them through your own online store on, say, Shopify or something. You can also, if you don't want to do follow-ups through Messenger and ManyChat, through the landing pages, such as Landing Cube. Landing Cube is one of the big providers, as is Zon Pages and a few others out there. You can actually integrate an email follow-up. So if that person uses the code, there's an email follow-up that goes out, basically accomplishing the same goals as the messenger flow would. But what if they don't use the code? Well, you've got their email, or you've got them on your messenger list, and you can remarket to them. You can say, hey, I noticed you didn't use your 20% off code. How about for the next 24 hours, we're gonna ramp that up. We're gonna ramp it to 30% and really try to urge that sale, right? So the whole goal here is acquire the contact information pre-purchase so that you can remarket to them pre or post-purchase, depending on the actions that they took. When you're driving them to Amazon, we recommend using an Amazon attribution beta link. This is going to allow you to track clicks, add to carts, and sales. And you probably want to get really granular with those links, creating a separate link for each ad campaign or audience, or whatever you want to be able to distinguish between, so which copy, creative, ads, audiences, et cetera, are performing the best. So that's a great way to track the sales and know if your ads are actually driving those sales, in addition to the discount code, of course. And then if you enroll your brand into the brand referral bonus program, this isn't a beta, or actually it might be here to stay, but it was just released last month. And it's available in Seller Central right now. You're actually able to earn 10% back on all externally driven sales. It's pretty awesome, right? That's a big incentive to drive external traffic. So whether you're driving from Facebook, Google, a social post, an email, doesn't matter. Use an Amazon attribution link and you're going to get 10% back. So and that's going to go towards your referral fee. So most products, they have a 15% referral fee on every sale. So effectively, that would bring your referral fee down to 5% only, which is a great incentive. Amazon is smart about this. They know that once they get people to Amazon, it's they're most likely to stay. But we are an omni-channel agency here at VENDO, and so we are very much aware of that, and definitely have some tips on how to support your D2C and not conflict with that as well, such as creating segmented ad campaigns. Now, as far as your email marketing software goes, once you get that email, you want to be able to email them outside of Amazon's, gates. Well, Klaviyo, MailChimp, those are two prominent ones that we use. And then if you wanted to do SMS, you can do SMS marketing through Klaviyo. You can also, use a Shopify app such as Postscript or SMS Bump. So a lot of options out there, but the main focus here is get that email or phone number pre-purchase through ads and a messenger landing page flow. All right, let's take a look at these landing pages. So here is one of the landing pages. You see, you get an idea for how it works. They got to enter their name, email, and this is where your ad would drive to. And in the back end of Landing Cube, the tool, there's different flows and actions that you can set up to accomplish some of the things I spoke about in the earlier slide. The messenger review request flow. This is an example of a messenger flow that we set up where basically post-purchase, you follow up with the customer after you confirm they made a purchase, of course, and you ask them to leave a review. And you can just put this on autopilot. Keep cranking up those reviews. All right, let's talk about product insert cards. So, with product insert cards, we get a little bit more into the gray here as far as Amazon policies go. Amazon has a part of their policies that they do not want you to direct traffic back to basically anywhere not to Amazon, right? However, they did come out publicly, I believe last year sometime, and I've been trying to find the link to that statement to support this, but take my word for it. I saw it, and they basically said, "Hey, like we understand that brands have inserts in their packaging. They have warranty information. There's certain things that brands just aren't going to change for just Amazon, right? That happen maybe at the manufacturer level or even just at their warehouse." So Amazon basically said, "Hey, like we're not really going to enforce this that much, right? But full transparency, it's still against Amazon policy to drive people from a product insert card anywhere except Amazon." So just keep that in mind. Now, we've been running this strategy for a while, and we have different ways to, offset that risk, and it's worked very smoothly. So basically, what you're going to do with a product insert card, regardless of the design of the insert, I have 3 different examples here: a 4x6, a little sticker that you can slap on, and an expandable accordion style that you can also slap onto the outside of the packaging if you'd like. The main goal here is to offer some type of incentive to get that person to go to a landing page and opt into your email list. So thank you, get 30% off your order. Go to www.brand.com/offer. Or maybe like this product, get it for free next time. You see, do a 1-for-1. We even have some brands that like to use this as a sampling program. So they're like, "Hey, get our new, blank product for free. Go to this next page." And then you can also kind of try to upsell them to a full purchase as part of this. But the main goal here is get them to go to a landing page through a product insert card, excuse me. And when they get to that landing page, ask them to opt into your email list. Okay, so now you've got their email or their phone number if you want. Now, as part of that flow, you can also include a request for them to leave a review. Now, I say a request because Amazon is very strict about the review policies. They do enforce these very aggressively, and it's not something to play around with. So you got to be careful because you're given an incentive, and it's against Amazon policy to give an incentive in exchange for a review, regardless of whether you're asking for a positive review, negative review, unbiased review. I mean, obviously you're not going to ask for a negative review, but an unbiased review. So just always say, "Hey, we would love to, if you could leave an honest, unbiased review." And you can follow up now that you got their email from that landing page, and you can ask for that review, or you can make it part of that landing page. After they give you that email, you can give them their incentive, and then you can ask for a review, right? So it's not a direct incentive for leaving the review. And that would actually make this above board, right? So the only thing you really got to worry about here is driving people away to another site other than Amazon. As far as review policies go, you're in the clear. We also recommend using postcard mailers. This is the direct mail, snail mail I mentioned earlier. Same thing as the product insert card, just a different way of getting it in front of the customer. Amazon did remove addresses from their reports back in April. So it's a little challenging, but there's a way to get the addresses. Right now, addresses are only able to be used for tax purposes. So there's a way, and I'd be happy to chat about that if you'd like to contact me directly. But basically, you want to export those addresses, and then using an automation software, you would import the addresses, import the postcard, and out those postcards go. You can keep this baby running on autopilot, ongoing for years. Just keep bringing in emails, keep getting reviews, phone numbers, whatever, sampling products. Really, really effective. In fact, for about every 100 postcards that go out, you can expect about 5 emails, 5 reviews. Same thing goes with the product insert card. So product insert card, postcard, use those 2. Some might react to one and not the other, vice versa. And you're on track to potentially get 10% of all of your orders to get reviews and to get contact information. All right, so let's just summarize some of the benefits here about these off Amazon tactics. So 1, amplified audience targeting to fast track new customer acquisition. So we actually didn't talk about this. You're getting all these emails and phone numbers and contact information. You can then upload those into your ad manager, create retargeting audiences, to drive ads to those people, create lookalike audiences. Maybe you got 1,000 emails and you want to target 1 million people that have the same characteristics, same demographics, similar demographics rather, as those 1,000 customers. Well, you can do that with these emails and when you upload them. And then of course you're driving traffic to Amazon, you're driving sales, you're driving ranking, you're getting 10% back. So let's not overlook that, of course, although the main goal of this presentation is customer relationships. You also have the email and SMS marketing capabilities we talked about. So you can do all kinds of fun stuff to build your community, right? Because more and more, it is so important to have a strong sense of community if you're trying to build a brand, right? And again, Amazon makes that difficult, although we'll talk about some features in a little bit that have shown that gap shrinking. So you can add those people to your email newsletters, to your SMS automations. If you do that, you can contact them about new product launches. You can remarket to them about promotions and sales. You can try to convert them to D2C. Obviously, that's not going to make Amazon happy. But if that's a goal of yours, there is potential there to bring them back to your online store. And then, of course, you can request reviews and drive up that review velocity, because it's not just about how many reviews you have, it's about the velocity of the reviews. Are you driving reviews at a velocity that is competitive with the other dogs, top dogs, in your category and ranking for your search terms? All right, so that summarizes off Amazon strategies. Let's get into the on Amazon ecosystem, see what you can do with Amazon's programs. All right, Amazon Post Beta. If you haven't heard about this, pretty cool. It's basically like shoppable Instagram meets Amazon. This video, unfortunately, wasn't working with the recording. I tried many ways, but if you go to the Amazon post page, you can watch the video. Essentially, what it's going to show you is where these posts show up. So there's actually a section on the product page right before the Q&As and reviews that says related posts. And so that's this detail page carousel that you see here. And so your posts are going to show up there. And posts are basically lifestyle type images with a caption. Think like Instagram content, right? And actually, that's the easiest way to get this off the ground is if you're already active on Instagram or other socials, you can actually just mirror that content, repurpose it for Amazon, remove hashtags and things like that, but mirror it, right? And that's super easy to get this off the ground. And you can apply 10 ASINs to this so that your posts can show up on those product pages. But what's really cool too is these posts will show up on competitors' product pages. Now, it's not like product targeting ads where you get to bid and pick which products they show up on. Amazon's algorithm is going to do that for you. So it's random, but it's pretty cool because you can hit it big. your post could show up on a big competitor's product page, somebody that gets 100 times as much traffic as you, and you're going to take some of that traffic, right? Because they're going to see your post, they're going to click into it, they're going to learn about your brand, then your products are going to be tagged. It's going to take them to your product page, and then hopefully they're going to buy. And Amazon does report on all of that. Now, you're probably wondering, how does this relate to customer relationships? Well, it creates that brand image, and builds that brand culture, and it allows your prospective customers to learn a little bit more pre-purchase. But the big thing here is building followers. And you're probably wondering, followers? A lot of people still haven't heard of followers, and that's okay. That's why we're talking about it today. Amazon Posts is one of the few ways that people can learn about a brand and follow a brand. So after they see your post, they can follow you. And once you get over 1,000 followers, you get to unlock the Manage Your Customer Engagement tool, which I'm going to talk about in a few slides. That tool is really cool. It allows you to remarket to your customers with Amazon's approval. Oh, and I should mention, Amazon Post is free. So no big barriers there. All right, Amazon Live. Amazon Live, if you're not familiar, is like QVC or HSN meets Amazon. It's been around for a couple of years, and we expect it to continue to grow. Why? Well, it's been around for a few years and they continue growing it. But also, I learned something pretty interesting recently, which is, if you ever want to know how serious Amazon is about, their initiatives, their betas, whatever, look at their hiring boards. Are they hiring actively and aggressively for that program? Well, with Amazon Live, that is the case. I think when I checked a couple months ago, they had over 30 open positions for Amazon Live. So you can expect Amazon Live to stay around. Amazon Live is one of the other few ways that you can encourage people to follow your brand. They don't have to be a customer. They can see your live. They can follow you. And what's really cool about Amazon Live and how your followers interact with it is, if you continue doing lives, you're actually going to be able to get a notification right on your phone, right on the notification screen of your phone. Just trying to show a phone there. So right on that notification screen, and I don't have an example right now, unfortunately, but it would say, hey, brand XYZ just went live, right? How cool is that? I mean, I don't think there's any other way you can literally get your brand right as a notification on your followers' phones, right? And so as long as they're following you, they've got the Amazon app, they're going to get notified when you go live. And you're going to be able to remarket to them basically through those live notifications, and grow your audience and customer base that way. Something else that we like to do to encourage followers is add a call to action to your brand store. So this is the third way that people can follow you, by clicking the follow button on your brand store. And so as a best practice, we recommend adding a call out on the banner that says click follow to learn more. We tried to make it more enticing, like click follow to be alerted for new deals, product launches, discounts, all that jazziness. But Amazon's creative policies kept rejecting it. So click follow to learn more is kind of the compromise we came to. And it has been effective because it shows up on mobile and it shows up on desktop, and it makes people aware that they can follow a brand that they're interested in. All right, so we talked about all these ways to grow followers, and with Amazon Live, they're going to get notified when you go live again. But what else can you do with those followers? Well, like I mentioned earlier, there's this new beta called Manage Your Customer Engagement, and as long as you have over 1,000 followers, you're going to be able to leverage this. And right now, basically it's an email automation tool that Amazon has approved, right? And so there's one email template that is available now. And that is the product launch template. So any product that's been added to Amazon within the last 6 months, you're going to be able to go in and create an email like the one shown here. It's going to pull a lot of the information from your product page already, but you can add your logo at the top. And then you can add in a custom graphic like you see on the right side here. And so you can jazz that custom graphic up, put some call to actions, maybe kind of like an infographic. And any of your followers, you can go out and blast them with this email. Pretty cool, right? So you can increase retention, you can build relationships, you can drive engagement. So that's one template, email automation you can leverage once you get over 1,000 followers. But another one, you know, Amazon has it has been rumored to be coming out soon, is an event-based sale email template. So basically, you know, you're running a Black Friday sale, you're running a, you know, Cinco de Mayo sale, you know, whatever it may be, you want to promote that sale, right? And on Amazon alone, it's pretty difficult to do that, you know? I know for our brands, like we're always driving external, you know, influencers, ads, you know, so organic social, PR, you know, all kinds of fun stuff to promote sales, because you are pretty restricted on Amazon. You know, you got your ads, you got your, you know, your brand stores you can promote things on, and some of those elements. But this is pretty cool, right? Because once they release this template, you'll be able to blast all your followers with a you know, a communication that lets them know that you're having this sale so they can actually buy. Seems basic, right? But for those of you that have been on Amazon, you know, unfortunately, that's not the case. We're getting a little bit closer to, you know, the capabilities that you would have for your own like D2C Shopify site. But yeah, you know, moral of the story here is this is so new that the potential is still very limited. But if you get ahead of your competition and you start building your following, if you start doing posts, if you do a live, you know, a live, if it makes sense for your brand, if you add that call to action, like I would say, definitely do the post, definitely add that call to action to your brand store. And then, you know, do lives if you know, it makes sense again. So build your following, get ahead, build your following. That way, as Amazon rolls out more and more features like manage your customer engagement, you will have a head start and will have an audience that you can actually remarket to with Amazon's approval. All right, and last but not least is Amazon's good old buyer seller messaging. Oh, it's rough to look at these sometimes because again, you know, from the D2C e-commerce world, you can do so much more. But Amazon's strict with this, right? So what I have blacked out right here is a logo. You can add your brand's logo. You can, you know, present your brand image in that way. You can, you know, maybe add an image of your founders in the signature or something cool like that to give more of a you know, a brand voice. But really there's only 2 emails that you can send. You know, Amazon continues to restrict this. And right now, you know, you can send an email requesting unbiased reviews and seller feedback. And you can send an email when a refund or return is initiated. So obviously in the review and seller feedback email, that's an opportunity to show the brand that, you know, you're there for them, and allow them an opportunity to discuss things with you. Sounds so basic, but again, with Amazon, of course, it's so strict. In that email, you cannot talk about your brand story. You can't, you know, ask them how their customer experience is going, any of that basic stuff. But at least you can get to your brand, and if they're thinking, oh, I have a question, or I want to, you know, ask such and such this, they know that they can talk to you directly, right? Because unfortunately, Amazon has created an environment. I mean, it has its pros and cons, but for brands, the unfortunate thing is Amazon has created an environment in which customers just think, oh, you know, I just bought this from Amazon. I just bought such and such from Amazon. They don't say I just bought, you know, this soda from, you know, such and such brand or whatever. They always say I bought from Amazon, right? And so the psychology there is, I'm buying from Amazon. If I have an issue, I go to Amazon. If I have a question, I ask Amazon, right? But we want to flip that power dynamic. We want to put the control back into the brands and the seller's hands. And so this is just a best practice. And that segues perfectly, I think, into the refund return email. You know, think about it as a customer. You get a product from Amazon, you're not happy with it. What do you think? Oh my gosh, you know, I'm just going to print that return label out, slap it on, drop it at the mailbox, out of sight, out of mind, never thinking about that brand again. Well, that's not what brands want, right? And that's not what sellers want. They want the opportunity to make it right with that customer. They want the opportunity to keep that customer. It's so expensive to acquire new customers. much cheaper to keep your customers. So if they're submitting a refund and return, it makes sense, right? To have that communication with them. And so through this email automation, which you can set up through various email automation tools, such as the Seller Labs feedback genius, you can automatically have an email get triggered to go to anybody that has submitted a refund or return request. And so what we've seen happen with this is sometimes the customers cancel the return and refund, right? Because we're saying, hey, is there an issue? We're here to make it right. Let us know. And if we're able to make it right before they've returned it, we've won that customer back. Maybe we're not able to make it right before they returned it. Well, that's an opportunity to give them a discount off a future purchase, to send them that product again as for free, whatever you want to do to keep that customer in your sales funnel and as a customer. And of course, it's going to minimize the chance of getting negative feedback on your seller account, getting negative reviews on your product page, right? And all of these things come together to influence your performance on Amazon. Negative reviews, negative seller feedback, that's going to cause your ranking to drop, your buy box percentage to drop, etc. So it all comes full circle. But for the purpose of this presentation, the main thing here is have that customer relationship, get a conversation going. Keep it on brand. If you're casual, keep it casual and fun. But let those customers know, hey, we're here for you. This is a real brand. We're not just some product on Amazon. So this is, again, people have been doing this for years. This is best practice, but still very important. Didn't want to leave it out. All right, so that sums it all up, everybody. We talked about off Amazon strategies, how to use advertising platforms, some different tools and processes to capture emails and or SMS phone numbers, post or pre-purchase. We talked about using product insert cards and direct mail marketing post-purchase to do the same thing. We talked about on Amazon strategies, Amazon Post, Amazon Live, brand store banners, manage your customer engagement beta, buyer seller email automations. I've really enjoyed giving this presentation for you all. As mentioned earlier, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me directly. My email is down there, nicolas@vendocommerce.com. That's Nicolas. And you can also find me on LinkedIn. You can find Vendo on LinkedIn. I encourage you to follow us on LinkedIn. I included a link to our podcast earlier in the deck. You can also find it on our site. Subscribe to our podcast. We're on YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, IGTV. We put out a new podcast every Tuesday. Lots of great information, hopefully like you thought this was. So again, my pleasure to be here. Hope you all were able to come away with this with some interesting insights and actionable next steps. But I'm here, Vendo's here for you. Thank you very much.